Hey listeners, welcome back to The Dreadful Dialogue, a podcast where we chat about all things horror. I am Alyse, and today with me I have Kristen. How you doing?
Hello. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
You look so cute in your onesie.
Yeah, if you guys
I
aren't
love it.
watching us on the YouTubes, you're missing out. We both got a whole vibe going on. I like your whole dark aesthetic that you have.
Thank you. Mary Goth Miss right here.
It's perfect.
Yeah, my shirt says black is my holiday color.
That's like my year-round color. Yeah.
Yes. And then my little black Santa hat. You know, I thought it was fitting for a Krampus.
I think it's perfect for Krampus. Like mine is not dark. Mine's more like happy. I got little cute penguins. Snowmen and snowflakes. But it's cool because it goes with the vibe too, right? Because the movie,
absolutely.
Yeah, because the movie we're covering is 2015's Krampus, and like the whole ending of that movie is about, or the whole vibe and belief is that you have to have the spirit of Christmas, otherwise Krampus is gonna come get your ass. So I don't want him to get me. I have enough demons in my life.
Yeah, same. I've been through enough. I don't need Krampus coming after me too.
Yeah,
totally.
Well, this is our holiday movie, so people will hear this around the holidays. We're going to put this out Christmas week, so Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever your jam is, or if you're enjoying, if you don't celebrate, whatever holiday you celebrate, if you're enjoying your time off, hopefully you're getting time off. Either way, you can enjoy this movie just for the entertainment purposes, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's really good storytelling too.
Yeah. It's so funny because I picked the movie and I didn't even know if I wanted to do a Christmas episode. This is only the second year of the podcast where we've had it during Christmas time. And I was so picky about what I wanted to do. I didn't want to do anything dark. Like I really love Black Christmas. I did Gremlins last year with John David. And I kept going through like Reddit and different lists of best movies. And this one kept popping up. And I'd never seen it before. So I watched it for the first time. Yeah, this year. I don't know where I was when it came out. I think because like I've watched a few like Krampus movies and I've never been entertained by them, and I hadn't watched this one. And immediately after I was like, I like this one, and me and Kristen will have fun with this one.
Absolutely. Solid choice, honestly.
Yeah. And what's funny, and I didn't realize till like 4 days maybe after I told you, hey, let's do this movie, and you're like, yeah, I'm in. I was like, wait a minute. The same guy who wrote and directed Trick or Treat, which you picked for us to do for Halloween, did this one. Michael Dougherty.
Michael Dougherty. Yeah.
Totally.
I'm obviously a fan.
yeah. Totally makes sense though, right? Because like I think Trick or Treat's more heavy-handed, but it makes sense because it's supposed to be darker. It's a true Halloween movie. This is a Christmas movie with like, it's got horror elements. It's got a tad bit of comedic elements. It's even got like Hallmark Lifetime vibes at the end.
Yeah, it really does. There's so many like little things intertwined too, much like Trick or Treat. Different stories, different characters with that just vary on so many different levels.
Yeah, and
he really likes that in his movies.
Yeah, he likes to like show when kids are being bad. He likes to make fun of people doing bad things. But it was funny because that's what I thought. Like after I go, oh man, this movie really reminded me of Trick or Treat, and I didn't even put two and two together till after like days later. Then I was like I think I even sent you the mind blown emoji. Like, okay, I feel like I didn't even know what I told you. So yeah,
Alyse was like, oh my God, did you know? And I'm like, yeah,
well, I
did know. It's all good, girl. It's all good.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get into a little. I'm going to read a synopsis for us, and then let's get into the movie go more deeper. So we meet the main character, Max, and he has a mishap at the mall. He seems to be very into Christmas, but he gets very disillusioned with Christmas. He gets in trouble for having a fight at the mall. I mean, and really, he was trying to save the spirit because he's trying to stop some kid from telling little kids about who Santa is. So he's very mad. He tears up his letter to Santa, and he inadvertently like summons Krampus. And then his family arrives. He has an aunt, an uncle, his cousins, and our favorite character. Well, my favorite character. I don't know if she's yours.
Mine too.
We know where we're going. Great Aunt Dorothy, which shout out to Dorothy. That's my mom's name. But my mom's not this kind of Dorothy. But she is a cool Dorothy. Don't get me wrong. So they show up, and there's a severe blizzard, it cuts off their home, and just mishaps happen. We get some malevolent, festive minion type people. We get killer gingerbread, monstrous toys. We get a weird like angel owl. We get a bear that's evil. We get gingerbread that are evil. And they start to like terrorize the family, essentially picking them off one by one. And this is when his grandma, Omi, which I read it means grandma in German.
Grandma in German, yeah.
She lived during World War II Germany era, and she shares her experience about Krampus when she was a child. And they got to band together, even though they're having like this nitpicking going on with the visiting family. Nobody even wanted the great aunt Dorothy to show up, and Max even makes a selfless attempt at the end as everybody's being picked off, like, hey, take me instead. And everybody dies, but he wakes up, and then they find out that they're actually still alive. Maybe not. We can kind of talk about the end in a bit. And the movie kind of concludes revealing that the family's trapped in some sort of, I don't know if it's a snow globe, if it's Krampus's lair, and that the whole point of this Krampus stalking the family along with his minions and elves was that you have to keep the holiday spirit alive. So I hope all that made sense. I always write these short things, and then I just keep adding more details as I get.
I know.
I try to say this thing, and then I go off on tangents. I'm like, this is not a recap, Alyse. You don't need to go into that much detail.
Right. But it's there's so many elements. You have to like hit them all, honestly.
Yeah. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
I think there's even like a few messages of like consumerism and kind of some politics, but I don't want to get into any of that personally. I want to keep it like light and fun. You can buy it, you can read into that as you watch it if you're interested. I'm gonna just leave that by the wayside. It's not very heavy-handed. It's very light, but you do catch some of it.
Yes. With the consumerism, real quick though, it was so funny because it kind of reminded me of what Black Friday used to be, like when we were growing up, and it was absolute chaos, and people are like lining up at Walmart to get like My Little Ponies and Cabbage Patch and stuff. So that was kind of nostalgic.
Yeah, for sure. Have you ever gone out for Black Friday in those days?
No.
Oh
no.
I used to,
but I know my mom and my sister went a lot. I didn't, because I have like awful anxiety, but I can't handle it. But like my mom and sister used to go all the time. They would get up 5 o'clock in the morning and just hit like Macy's and you name it, Walmart, Toys R Us, blah blah blah.
Toys R Us. Yeah,
no, I couldn't do it.
My brother, shout out to my brother Aaron. Me and him used to go, and like there was one year when the Spice Girls dolls were super popular, and my niece, who I think she's like 11 years younger than me, so she's maybe in her mid 30s. My niece Kelsey, and like when she was a little girl, she loved these dolls, and my brother was like, he was just gonna get her one. Like he was like, no, I'm getting them all. And like he made it rain in Toys R Us. Like he saw that there wasn't any on the shelves, and he looked at the top and he saw one, and he was gonna get one, and then he was like, he just tossed the ball. And we had been at a different toy store, but like we went to like 3 stores that year, and like we went to another one, and some lady was trying to guilt him into giving him the last of, I don't remember if it was Scary.
Oh no!
He was like, nope. So, at one store where there was extra, he hooked everybody up. But that one, he was like, nope, I got it first. So yeah, plenty of stories. But it is wild that opening scene. Black Friday. Now it's great. Like you could do most of it online, and it's like a couple weeks of Black Friday and Cyber Monday and all that good stuff.
Right. There's no real Black Friday anymore.
No. I'm glad people aren't trampling each other for big screens anymore.
Seriously.
Not that serious.
No fist fights over Matchbox cars anymore.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So let's talk about the creepy, like I was calling them like Krampus's minions. Like which ones?
Yeah.
Did you like the best in terms of like which ones were the scariest? Which ones were the cutest? Which ones would you be willing to fight with, or would you just run from all of them?
Honestly, I'm quite fond of the gingerbread men. I thought they were adorable, terrifying, and hilarious at the same time. They were my favorite. they brought the chaos, and then when little Howie's like munching on one of them, I'm like, that would have been me. He's just chewing on the gingerbread, you know. The elves, you know, they're whatever. They're a little creepy, but they're not as adorable as the gingerbread.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Yeah,
that angel and that teddy bear, though, hell to the no. No, ma'am.
I think we're pretty close. I liked the gingerbread man. I thought they were pretty cute. I'm also not mad at the little boy. I think again, Michael, the writer / director, has a big thing with like, why is he making fun of kids that like to eat a little more than others? Like he was making fun of the kid in Trick or Treat. He gets killed by the principal. I don't blame him. I probably would have grubbed on the gingerbread man too. That owl angel, nope. What was that? I couldn't. Is that what it was? I called it an owl angel.
The Google said it's an angel, but I'm with you. It kind of resembles some type of like owl ghost angel hybrid kind of thing.
I don't know.
It gave me I don't know. It was creepy AF.
I think the teddy bear would be the only one I could try to take down. I think the angel with the flying thing, the gingerbread man, I'd probably fall for it. I think they were so cute, and then they take me down.
Yeah.
Krampus was interesting. He was cool looking. The like droop, it's like his mouth didn't really move, and they took a long time before they actually like revealed his face. And I thought he was a really cool design. I liked him.
I did too, and I read that two different actors like played him. When I looked it up, it listed 2 actors. I didn't really look into it more, so I don't know. But that's what Google told me, or Wikipedia told me, that it was 2 different actors. So I don't know. But I think the effects in this movie were amazing.
Yeah.
I really liked them.
I think a lot of them were practical effects for the most part with I don't know if they're puppets. I'm not we do podcasts about movies, but like we're not movie experts.
Right.
I know I read that Weta Workshop, and I could be saying that wrong, did the practical effects, and they're known for doing Lord of the Rings. That was cool. Mm-hmm. I loved the scene when they go into almost past, and the animation style changes. That was
it's almost like stop motion.
Yeah. It was very nostalgic, even though it was like World War II Germany. The animation style was nostalgic.
Right. It reminded me of like when we were kids and we were watching like Rudolph or Frosty the Snowman, and it fed into the fairy tale, like the dark fairy tale rather, of this movie and like Omi's story. And I actually like that it switched up like that. I thought it was really interesting and creative of Michael Dougherty and everybody who came up with that idea. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I thought it was great, and it made you really buy into like we're going back in time, like we're in her memory right now. It was great. Like you said, I think all the effects were good. I thought the characters were good. Oh, that clown was scary, or that Jack in the Box was kind of creepy too.
Oh yeah, that was creepy too. I've always been terrified of Jack in the Box. Yeah. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a weird thing with clowns. I like certain clowns and certain clowns I don't like, and Jack in the Boxes have always been something that are super creepy.
super creepy. Yeah, I thought like how each monster, I guess you could say,
monster,
right?
minion.
Whatever.
I don't know,
minion,
Krampus's crew. I don't know.
Right. I loved how different they were too, because it added like an element of like almost surprise and shock, like what are they capable of? Because like with Trick or Treat, we had Sam, right? Mm-hmm. Sam, we knew what he was up to, but like this added more surprise, which I liked a lot.
Yeah.
Like, what are they capable of?
For sure. Yeah. I also feel like we had more Parents of the Year with getting into the father. I mean, the dad's played by Adam Scott, which I love him in Severance.
I love him and I loved him in Parks and Recreation. I'm a huge fan of that show.
Are you? Okay. I've never like watched. People always tell me I need to watch that in The Office, and like I need to watch them.
Yes.
I just think of him as the jerk in Step Brothers.
Yeah, that too. I mean, He's a legend. This cast was so good.
Yeah.
I love him. David Koechner, he was also on The Office. Love him.
And then of course Toni
Toni
Collette.
Collette. Ah,
Yeah.
what a queen.
Exactly. But yeah, they were so funny during the scene. So their daughter wants to go out when the snowstorm kicks off, and typical teenagers, she's like, I gotta go see my boyfriend. I can't get a hold of him. He's not texting back. And they're like, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know if it's safe. And she's like, yeah, but I could find a signal. She says something like that. And they're like, oh yeah, go ahead, go. Like they're willing to let her go if it's gonna benefit them. And it's like, wait a minute, you guys just put aside that like you didn't think it was safe, but then you're like, oh, well, what is she going to bring back for us? Like, how is she going to help us?
Right. Like, is she going to go loot like a Wawa or something and bring, or 7-Eleven? I don't know if you know what Wawa is, but
I've heard of them. But
it's like it's a convenience store, but like, I don't know. It was kind of strange that they were just like, sure, go out in this awful snowstorm where nobody has power and it's like 60-mile-an-hour winds. Sure.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah. I'm just going to walk a few blocks. And like, I don't know where they lived. I don't know if they alluded to where they lived. I'm like, my blocks are pretty long. I know like my blocks aren't like New York City blocks where you can go like 10 blocks and it's like nothing here. It's like, no, that's a long walk.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not really sure either where this took place. That was interesting, though. Yeah, so Beth is just like, bye, everyone. I have to go check. What was the boyfriend, Derek? Where's Derek? I can't. He hasn't texted me back in 5 minutes. Typical 14, 15, 16-year-old behavior, right?
Yeah, and that adds to what the movie's about, right? She's not concerned about like kicking it with her family like Christmas.
No.
Because I think it's Christmas Eve at this point, right? She's like, nah, I gotta go find my man. I'm a teenager. I gotta go find. If it wasn't her boyfriend, it would have been one of her friends. But yeah, Parents of the Year, they just let her go out. And I like that you brought up the Uncle Howard. You said played by David Koechner.
Yeah,
how do you say his last name?
David Koechner.
Koechner. Okay, I read it and I'm like, I don't know how to say his name. And yeah, I've seen him in a lot of stuff. He's hilarious driving his Humvee. He's got
Hummer.
Yeah, he's got one of the best. Like, he's totally hates on Adam Scott. Adam Scott's his brother-in-law, so he's Toni Collette, Sarah. They're brother and sister. He shows up with the wife. They have like 2 daughters, a son, and then a baby girl. So they have 4 kids. He's funny. He brings all the laughs throughout the movie. He even kind of makes fun of Adam Scott, and I love when like shit starts to go down. And Adam Scott kind of toughening up, like, let's take the Humvee because the daughter doesn't show up for hours in the blizzard. I think we should take your Humvee and we should go looking. And he even calls his Humvee Lucinda. And Adam Scott's character actually starts like doing badass type stuff, stepping up for the family. And he's like, man, I'm so glad. Like, I'm so sorry. I always thought you were a spineless asshole before.
Right. I know. He finds like this admiration for Adam Scott's character. What's his name? Tom?
Tom,
right?
Yeah. Tom,
yeah.
I had to look at my cheat sheet. I'm like, wait, where's my last note?
Yeah, Uncle Howard also was kind of reminding me of Uncle Frank from Home Alone, where he's just like, fuck this, fuck that, fuck all y'all. Like, I'm over this. I'm miserable, cranky. Where's my presents? Give me some eggnog. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Like, he was totally giving that vibe.
Same with Aunt Dorothy, the great aunt, right? Like, they're both the kind of like morose people. And yeah, that's what I like about this movie. It's got a little bit of everything. It's a little National Lampoon. It's a little Home Alone. It's a little horror. Yeah. I think it took a long time for the horror elements to kick in. Like, when I first started watching it, I was kind of mad. Like, it's like, we're 30 minutes in. Like, what's going on? Yeah. Is this going to get better? It does take a while. And did it feel kind of rushed at the end to you? When everybody, like, they finally start, like, when they all finally go out into the snow, when they all are just dying, I'm like, okay, that was quick. Like, all this buildup and then bam.
Right.
I don't know.
And what was annoying to me too, they would be like, well, we have these other kids to take care of. And I'm like, you're missing like one kid after another. And you're like, oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
We're just gonna hang out here. And then, as you said, towards the end, they all venture out into the snow. And it's like, we're already an hour or so, right? Yeah. It was probably like 45, 50 minutes. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
Bring it.
That was my only, I guess, thing that I would nitpick about the movie. It felt like it took a while to like really get good. And then once it finally started to get good, it was like, oh, like that's it. Like everybody's dead. Oh, movie's over. And I'm like, I felt like they could have like moved it along a little quicker and we could have had more fun with the other stuff. But then I'm like, maybe that would have cost too much money. I don't know. I don't make movies. I don't make budgets for movies.
Right. But I do feel like the beginning part, they show Max in his play, which was in the mall.
I've heard that there's more
play at the mall.
I don't know. I don't live in like some bougie town where they do stuff like that. I don't know.
Me neither. So they really build up all these like little storylines when, you know, and I think that did take up a lot of time. And then we meet the family members and they come knocking on the door like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, which kind of gave that like comedic element. So it's like the first half of the movie is a comedy and then it's horror and then it's Hallmark movie. Yeah.
Okay, good. So I'm not the only one that thought like it was slightly disjointed. It's entertaining, don't get me wrong. So if you've never seen it, sit tight, it will get better once we start to get like the minions. And I think like it could have started like you said, it was really cool. Like once the family arrived, it got better. The first parts, it's like I understand we needed to build that up to understand that Max was disillusioned with Christmas. I know we needed to see that because we needed to see the whole family was losing their Christmas spirit. Almost in there like kicking butt, like a classic grandma, right? Making all the cookies. And then her son, they did look good. Her son Tom was like, oh, don't worry. My wife, she bought all that stuff. And she's like, okay. And the son is upset they're not going to wrap presents and do movies together. And the dad's working. And he's like, well, I'm not working, but I'm taking work calls. So we kind of needed to see it, but it just felt really dragged out. And but once the uncle and aunt got there and we got to meet Aunt Dorothy, it got fun.
Conchata Ferrell, it was an amazing actress. I loved her on 2.5 Men. I mean, she was in a lot of stuff. Amazing actress. This character really makes the movie, in my opinion.
She's totally like sitting back drinking her eggnog, like whatever. Like when things are getting bad and they're like, you need to watch the kids, she's like, like, do I have to? She's sneaking up eggnog. Like who doesn't want a great aunt that does that?
She taught them how to make peppermint schnapps. I'm like, this aunt is baller. Like, what a queen.
And I love when like the grandma, like, and I always wonder, like, why didn't Nomi just tell them? Like, she sensed what was going on. I'm like, speak up, grandma. Come on, abuela. Let's say it. Sorry, my Spanish.
Just like with, no, it's all good. It's just like with Lost Boys, you know, Grandpa knew, Omi knew, like you could have really prevented a lot of this from happening. But maybe she thought nobody would believe her.
Maybe.
I don't know.
But I love when she finally like kind of says it. Like she's speaking German the whole time and Max is the only one like talking to her and understanding her, which is weird to me. I'm like, why isn't anybody else like, it always felt like nobody was interacting with her. I felt bad for the grandma. I'm like, nobody's talking with her, just the one grandson.
Poor grandma.
And then when she like finally explains everything, and I love that the aunt's like, so what did she say? And she's like, we're fucked. Like she's like, it's like the one time they get to drop, like, I think there was only like 2 cuss words in the whole movie because I think it's actually PG-13, like, which is wild.
It is. And I noticed like at one of the scenes, I think it was Sarah, the mom, said, you mother fudger.
That would make sense why.
They're only allowed X amount of swear words. But yeah, Aunt Dorothy, she brought the vibe. I loved when she was like, I ain't afraid of no Christmas demon. The confidence. The confidence in Aunt Dorothy. Oh, and I was also going to bring up, like, when she sees, like, the Krampus or whatever it was, and she's like, that's not Santa.
I love the way she goes out though. Like they get the chains around her and she's like, see you in hell, something along those. I forget quoting lines, but she has the best lines and the whole spineless line from the uncle. Like those, they were the best. Like I think the two of them brought like all the laughter. We had the other ones that were being parents of the year, but they seemed more concerned initially about like saving the kids. But then they do forget about Howie. That was wild. Like going to the Howie scene where he eats the gingerbread. What were you thinking when you saw that? I was like, what were your thoughts?
First it was relatable because I would be the one kid or 42 munching on the gingerbread cookie. But no, I just felt like they were like, they cared, but not enough. They're like, well, we got these other kids. And like, that's what I was talking about before. It was just like, oh, well, they lose Howie. Yeah, whatever. It's fine. They have these other kids here.
Yeah.
But that scene was pretty dramatic. And I thought it added some suspense, which at that point we really needed. Like, sure, we had the Beth scene where you heard her screaming and whatnot. But like, it took a while to get to that point.
Yeah.
With the gingerbread, but I thought it was funny and it added an element of suspense, not like a jump scare or anything, but
yeah,
I thought it was pretty funny.
I was just like, what the hell? Who put that gingerbread there? And then he goes up to it and I'm like, cause so there's a scene, right? It's a fireplace. And Omi had told him, just like in Trick or Treat, right? You have to keep the fire. Well, she didn't tell them it was a rule because she knew,
right?
But she emphasized we got to keep the fire going. And everybody falls asleep. And Howie sees that little gingerbread hanging. And I remember thinking, what the hell is that gingerbread doing there? And I'm like, oh, this is not a good idea. Right. But I'm like, I'm also not mad at you, kid. Like, don't tempt me with a good cookie.
Exactly. No kidding. I will eat gingerbread every day if I could. Yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting too, because they kind of like told the rules, but not really. Do you remember kind of in the beginning where Sarah's like, get your grandmother away from the fire before she burns down the house? And you see her and she's just makes like this face, and then she starts like making the hot chocolate like homemade. So I would like, that's what I started thinking, like, oh, is this a rule too? Like about the fireplace? So
I didn't catch that. No, I didn't even catch it. No, I didn't catch the hot chocolate. It didn't click in my head until the fireplace thing. And then I was like, oh, there's rules kind of like in Trick or Treat. And they're not following the rules, and that's not going to pay off well. And that's what happens. How he gets sucked into, he gets pulled into the freaking chimney after eating the gingerbread.
There he goes. Bye.
Oh, that was pretty.
That was wild.
Sad and funny. It was a bit of everything. It was funny. It was kind of like, oh, well, I guess he's gone now. Like, I didn't know. I go, okay, bring on the kills.
Right? Here we go. It's finally heating up. Yeah, that was wild. And another part that I thought was crazy is when you hear the commotion on the roof or like in the attic, and like you see that it's starting to crack on the ceiling. And then the sister-in-law is like, where's Rosie, the dog? And I'm like, no, not the dog.
And do we see the dog again? I don't remember. No, is the dog in the last sequence? I don't remember the dog in the last sequence.
Maybe I don't remember, but like the dog is just gone, and like that's with that teddy bear creature thing, and like the blood's dripping out of its mouth, and I'm like, no, not the dog. I was more upset about the dog.
Girl, same.
I cannot handle an animal. No, I can't, especially a dog. But yeah, that was really aggressive, I thought.
Okay. Yeah, that was. I felt bad. Well, I like that she ate one of the gingerbread men to like protect when they're going ham. They're like gremlin style in the kitchen. And it's funny because I'm watching this and I love that we're just going like we're jumping around. But
of course,
her owner, right, played by David Koechner, Howard, he's in the kitchen. He's like trying to fight off these gingerbread, and I like totally think of gremlins. I'm like, clearly he hasn't seen gremlins because he could be putting some of these in the microwave. He could like get into them tabletop kitchen appliances here. But I love that like Rosie goes to town and eats one and then like even burps, and I was like, yes,
I know, that was so funny. I was like, go Rosie.
Yeah, but I'm the same. I can't anything that's just a horror trope, right? Anytime you see like a cat or a dog or a cute bunny or something, you're like, oh, are they gonna make it? I think I don't remember if she's in the ending scene, because the ending, after Howie gets picked off and then eventually they have no choice, they're gonna go Dawn of the Dead style. They're basically like, let's just get into this snow plow and let's get to the mall because the mall's supposed to be an emergency center. And I'm like, again, another trope.
Yeah.
They all eventually die. Like the parents are sacrificing themselves, and at the end, Max even says like he figures out Krampus is taking all of his family, his cousins, his aunts, his uncles, his parents, and he's like, take me instead. And Krampus even kind of laughs at him. Did you feel like he laughed at him?
Oh yeah, he was like, ha ha. Like that was totally a mocking laugh, in my opinion. Like he was just like, yeah, F you, kid.
Yeah.
Too bad, so sad. You ruined it.
And I thought that was it.
Um,
I was like, ooh, like I like it. Like, let's just go dark and no
yeah,
happy ending. And then
yeah.
he wakes up in his room and he goes out
It's
and
Christmas morning, right?
yeah, and it's Christmas morning. And so that's when I started to get confused. I'm like, okay, was the whole thing a dream? Did
Mm,
Krampus actually let him survive? And you think it's okay. Everybody's there. You know, the grandma, even the aunt, I think she's got her glass again. It looks like she's drinking her glass of either eggnog or
yeah,
schnapps, and everybody else has their hot cocoa. But then he opens up a present and it's like the Krampus bell, the bell that
yeah.
like would make the noise that he would carry around. And then the camera kind of pulls away and you're like, wait, they look like they're stuck in a snow globe. And this is where it gets kind of an ambiguous ending. Like you can go down the
Uh,
Reddit rabbit hole, you can Google it. There's a
I
lot of
saw there were,
theories.
yeah, I wrote down 3 of the theories
Okay.
that I thought were interesting. So the first one is like they're in like Christmas hell purgatory, right? Like this is what they're going to have to deal with since they didn't follow the rules, they didn't believe. So now they get to repeat Christmas every single day. So that's a big theory.
Yeah.
Then there's the other one where it's like they're part of Krampus's collection now.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to have to just deal with this life and they're going to be terrorized by him still. And then another one is like, oh, they did survive
Yeah.
because it was Max's dream. I think it's the first one.
Okay. And it's
That
funny because I didn't think that because at first I thought it's just a dream, and then when they pull away and you're like, wait a minute, now I gotta have a whole other theory about it was,
right.
and the fact that they're living in there. I kind of bought into the one where they're alive and given a second chance, but like Krampus is
Mhm.
watching over. They're not literally in it, but in his eyes, the way he could look into the world because he's some sort of I don't know foreign entity or this isn't supposed to be real, right? There's no real Krampus. I don't
Right.
know. I don't know enough about Krampus because I wanted to bug my German friend about it, but I didn't have time.
Mm,
And that's why I didn't want to even get into the true folklore because I don't know about it. So we got to find somebody.
right, right.
I thought
Yeah, I
maybe
don't
like this was just his way to keep an eye on them. And he's like, if you guys do it again, I'm actually going to take you out. But that's a fun theory
right.
too, like being stuck in purgatory, like they're just over and over
Yeah.
having to live this because then Christmas wouldn't be fun anymore.
And like the reason why I think that is because like when Max opens up the bell, they all have really scary looks on their
Mm-hmm.
faces. Like even Omi's like, oh no. So that's why I kind of feed into that one. I mean, it's so open-ended, but at least it's an interesting open ending because when we covered Halloween 3 or whatever
Yeah.
it was there that open ending was so stupid.
Mm-mm.
So at least this one is actually like plausible.
Yeah.
And any one of them could be, the ending.
Yeah. And none of them are terrible endings. Like none of
No,
the idea of
no.
any of them are not bad.
Right.
Yeah, I do love though that that's where you get like that Hallmark Lifetime movie vibe because it's like, oh, we're
Yeah.
happy again. But yeah, when he finds the bell, I love like the look on everybody's faces because that's when you're like, oh crap, did they all
Yeah.
remember? Did they all actually live through this and all wake up thinking it was a dream as well? Or did they not remember it and
Right.
then like seeing the bell triggered it for all of them? And did it really happen? Was it a dream? Are they stuck? I don't know, but I thought it was a cool ending. Like I said, I would have loved with the ending if they would have spread out the parents and the blizzard dying. Like it just kind of felt like, oh, we're running out
Yeah.
of time. We're getting close to the running time. Let's just hurry up and kill everybody out. It was weird how the parents kept sacrificing themselves because it felt like they could have just kept running and prolonged Krampus
Yeah.
getting to them and the kids and then sacrifice. I felt like they're like
Right.
sacrifice themselves a little too early, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. No, I totally agree because towards the end it's Max and like 2 of the cousins in the Hummer trying to get away, and it's like, why didn't the parents do that?
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't. Yeah, that's like the only complaint I really have about this movie. Is just it took a while to get to the main storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Like with Trick or Treat, it was interesting that there were like a lot of different perspectives and different storylines because they all meshed together. This was a little more disjointed. It didn't flow as well.
Yeah. And I don't know if part of that was that they didn't know if they wanted to be straight horror, straight comedy. I think because it's only a PG-13 rating, they probably could have gotten into the kill sooner, and they probably could have got a little more graphic with it, but they couldn't. I'm curious to know why they went with the PG-13 rating, because they could have made it a whole lot darker. If you look even at the poster with the hand, which is funny because I had forgotten that was on the poster. I glanced at the poster and I didn't think about it again. I just watched the movie and it's like, oh, that's why there's the snow globe, because you're going to see it at the very end. But they could have gone darker. And I think that was part of the problem, was that they wanted it to be more Christmassy than more scary. And they probably could have leaned into it a little more, and it would have made it less disjointed.
Yeah, I agree completely. But yeah, I thought the comedic stuff was good. I really love the gingerbread men. And like when the chaos was going on in the home, it kind of also reminded me of Home Alone when Kevin's like setting up all the booby traps. So I felt this movie had a lot of cool elements from different Christmas movies that were meant to be entertaining and funny, but this is like the dark twist of it, you know?
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool too. Yeah. Overall, I like it.
Yeah, I liked it. I struggled with finding something. I didn't want something super heavy. I guess that's why it worked. I loved the element of the rules. They didn't come out and exactly say, well, like, these are the rules so that Krampus doesn't come and get you. But it was inferred that there were rules. And like I said, I mean, I'm still mind blown. I just laughed. I had to laugh at myself when I'm like, oh, this is so much like Trick or Treat. And then I read it a few days later. I'm like, well, no wonder que mensa, que dumbass. Like, it's the same guy who wrote and directed it. I mean, I think he had some other writers as well. He had some co-writers. But yeah, I thought it was a fun take on Krampus. Most of the ones I've seen are super bad. They're like terrible graphics, or the Krampus is weird looking, or the storyline is terrible. There's been more independent ones. There hasn't really been like a big blockbuster one yet. And this is probably the biggest budget one.
The biggest one.
And it's still not, it didn't have a huge budget, but it was still bigger. I think it only had like a 15 million budget, whereas a lot of the other ones I've watched, I'm sure only had a couple million, if even that. So,
right. Yeah. But that's also very impressive, like that they had all these special effects and like the cool makeup and whatnot with this budget. I really enjoyed it. I have a question though. Which one do you like more, Trick or Treat or Krampus?
Oh, Trick or Treat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same. I didn't even have to. I already, same. Same. But it's not to say I don't like this one, but Trick or Treat is, I think of the two movies. Yeah. Trick or Treat is definitely the better one. And again, part of that could be that Trick or Treat, I think I'm going to assume it was rated R. There was cussing, there was nudity, there was,
I think you're
super
right,
gore. Yeah. So I'm going to assume that one had a higher rating. So because it was a Halloween season movie type of movie, it leaned way more into the horror. But yeah, I think it was the better of the two for sure. But I thought it was so fitting for us to do it. Like, unbeknownst to me, I picked one that thinking, oh, they'll go hand in hand together. They're the same person that wrote them, directed them.
You're so funny. I love it.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Solid.
Well, do you have anything else before we go ahead and finish up this episode?
I hope I become Aunt Dorothy when I grow up.
Aunt Dorothy.
That's it.
Yeah.
Those are my closing thoughts.
Yeah. Aunt Dorothy was fun.
Yeah.
I love her. She was classic. She was great. She's loved her drinking. She liked jabbing at the family. They didn't want her around, but she's like, well, I'm here, so deal with it.
Yeah. Also, let us know if you've ever performed a Christmas pageant in a mall. Let us know.
Yeah, I've never heard of anything like that. I've seen it on Lifetime in like Hallmark type movies where they do stuff like that. Yeah, please let us know. And if you know anything about Krampus, I know he's German, Austrian, maybe certain parts of Eastern Europe. Again, not an expert.
Not an expert. No.
But I'd like to know.
In Italian culture, we have La Befana, which is the Christmas witch, and she comes and gives you treats on January 5th, which is Epiphany Eve. So we celebrate Little Christmas as well in Italian culture. So but she's not like creepy like this. Like she's kind of like creepy looking, but she's not evil.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I've never heard of that. Little Christmas Epiphany Eve. Okay, so you just educate. We're gonna have to learn more about that. I don't think we have anything in like I'm Mexican American, or even like in the Latin American culture. I mean, we have other Christmas type traditions, but none of them are on like the dark side. We have Sancho Claus, which is a joke. Which Sancho,
what is that?
Sancho is a joke. Well, a Sancho, I mean, Sancho is slang in Spanish, for like your side piece, like your person you're having an affair with. So there's always jokes that like, oh, you better watch out, Sancho Claus is gonna come get it. But that's not like that's more like a modern silly joke among people. That's like funny. Sancho Claus is coming to town. like you better watch. Like how they say mommy is kissing Santa Claus. Like no, it was Santa Claus was not dad. It was Sancho Claus. That's all I know of. I mean, he's not evil. He's just taking your woman or your man. I guess he could take either. Whatever.
That's very interesting.
Sancho Claus,
what a legend.
Yeah, we got Rudolph the Vato Loco, like he's got a Chevy instead of, Rudolph the Red Arbor. Yeah, we just got silly stuff. I don't think we have any scary. I mean, we have other scary characters through other parts of the year. Yeah. Like we got Kukui year long and he's like the boogeyman essentially, but nothing that I know of directly related to Christmas. I gotta hit up Anthony. He comes on and does all of our folk stories from Guatemala, and most of his stories are like throughout Latin America. I don't know. I'm going to ask my family.
Ask. I'm interested. Yeah, as far as I know, La Befana is not evil like Krampus, but I don't know all of Krampus' story.
Yeah. I'd love to know. Yeah. So if any listeners know about Krampus, like whether you're from another country or your family's from another country or it's been passed down, please share. Or if you have some other holiday spooky character, we want to hear about it too, because we don't have any. We just got silly Sancho Claus from my
and I have a witch.
So, you got a witch, there we are.
Not even one Christmas.
Yeah. Well, Sancho Claus, I guess he could be year round technically.
Yeah, he really could.
He's just Sancho when it's he's just Sancho when it's not a Christmas season.
He becomes Sancho Claus, after Thanksgiving.
There you go. Perfect.
Love it.
All right. Well, we hope our dialogue wasn't too dreadful for you. And you can find me on social media at Dreadful Dialogue Podcast on Instagram. And of course, website dreadfuldialogue.com. And again, everybody have a good holiday season. Kristen, thank you again as always for joining me. I always love having you on.
Thank you. I love it too. So much fun. Happy holidays, everyone.
Yep. And with that, everyone have a good one.